And of course, the old discovered mate. I would actually like to call this the Reti mate, right? Where he sacked his queen on d8 and played bishop to g5 and bishop to d8 when the king ran to c7, as there were pawns here, rook on this square, knight on that square. So the Richard Reti mate followed by the
start at the beginning. Basically, you're going for an AP class in chess when you study Kasparov or Magnus. And if you've not passed all of your primary school classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphy, Alekhine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level. Studying the game in its entirety is the way to go. You have to develop all parts of your game equally in order to increase in strength, because opponents are going to be weak in various areas of the game, and if you can win 2 out of 3 of the areas of the game, then like on American Idol or any of those voting survivor shows, you will move on to the next. Coordination on a daily basis is always going to benefit you.
Arsenal fan Richie said, "Those bishops are pretty respectable."
They are, aren't they? Where are you going now? And I get a full rook out of this mess because we set up
Nope,
this
not an opening mistake.
little trap.
crossing my fingers that this is a pawn mate. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I wanted the pawn mate, and it let me down.
Always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. It is a little late, of course, getting the stream going. Having trouble with the coffee maker. That is a technical issue. Having trouble with the coffee maker. Always, always very tricky. I was very happy to be interrupted yesterday during lessons or in between lessons, just briefly, the small and microscopic amount of time that I have between lessons, by the housekeeper. And the housekeeper every now and then uncovers something that I have not remembered or seen in some time. And I'm very thankful. As near, and she almost tossed this out, as near to my wastebasket as it was, a small bag of ideas. Can you imagine? I have a bag of ideas. It's crazy. I picked these up. Thank you for the follow, Zeal Kick Pro. Zeal Kick Pro on Kick. Namaste. I'm just going through my checklist. Very happy to see that you are here. We are streaming on Kick, indeed. And we are also following. You can also find me on all the socials. So a small bag of ideas. Now, I had gotten a small bag of ideas from a group that came to our school. And these are discussion topics. So I'm going to use the small bag of ideas as much as I can today. And I think we are giving the French defense another whirl today. My opponent is attacking us. That was very kind of him. I cannot believe it. I don't want it. Do I want to go that way? Either way I go. Let's just play it this way. Aha! And he is trying to bother me so much. I don't mind this at all. At all. We'll bother him some more. And what else can I do? Can I do that? Is it a real win of material? I don't think so. Can't possibly be a real win of material, can it? This can't possibly win any material, right? Nah, it's not going to win any material. We're attacking B2. Who would have known? He does have a tough choice here on where to place his stuff. I get to take one more time with check. Oh. Bummer. And he's trying to block me. Yes. I guess I'll take it. I guess I'll try for more. And you let me go. Should I grab space? I feel like I should grab space, right? It feels like the right thing to do. We have more where that came from. We're also going to trade this pawn perhaps for that pawn. And now we need to get going. We're going to shove it some more. So here's a check and another check. Wow, wow, wow. Should I shove or should I just bother? What? Interesting. I'm getting warmer. We are getting warmer. 95. It seemed to have everything else covered. We do seem to have everything else covered. This automatic French defense seems to play itself. All right, you're right. I don't want to play that way. Here, check. There, check. Everywhere, check, check. Don't tell me I had that last move. To have the mate in one and not see the trees for the forest. To have a mate in one and not see the trees for the forest. Now that is a typical French defense exchange variation if we ever saw one. Congratulations to White on a finely conducted game. Not really. Real IQ, come on back. What do we have? We have Danekis, Valera. I might have to toss him from the tournament in order to get paired. Wuluhu is here, so let's go with this one first. Hold. Let's just grab his name. Oh, I can't do it that way. There we go. We do this. So this is how we pause people in order to get everyone paired again. Copy. And we're just going to run over here to the Master Chess Dojo 960. It looks like this is the only one that he has joined. It's very unfortunate. Message all members. Whoops. Not message all members. Kick someone out of team. There. There. And we'll let him right back into the team. And run back to the 960. So we have paused him. He's back on the team. And for Real IQ tonight to get paired again, I will run over here, grab Mr. Laughter. Hoyo, hoyo, hoyo. Should be 3, shouldn't it? Hoyo, hoyo, hoyo. By the way, Grandmaster Mark Hebden is a relatively good friend of mine. I enjoy his company so much. We're going to kick and declined. Let him back in. It's really crazy that we have to do this process each time. And now Real IQ and I will be paired. If Real IQ is still here. There we go. We paused the other two. It helps to pause. It's not recommended that you have to pause in a very, very large tournament. But it does help to pause to hurry the... And who's playing what now? I shouldn't be playing the French. Oh, yes. I will let you go. We'll do this. I'm going to maneuver our way to the D5 square. Well, that was craziness. Now we can even bother him some more on this side, it looks like. Not that we want to. Interesting. Should I? Now let's go this way, just in case. Ruh-roh. There's a problem here, Houston. I could have gone the other way, but I chose to go this way. Making it far more exciting. We're just going to keep capturing until there are no more pieces left. Can you imagine we attacked his queen in the middle of it all, too? Very annoying. Hard to believe. We have 2 bishops. I will let... Let's see what he chooses. I'm going to let him choose which bishop he's after. I'm actually after that one. Oops. That's not a good one, sir. Not a good one. Real IQ. while we're here with request and analysis. Not that we need one, but we always should get one. We are preparing for the Killer Chess Training Club Championship qualifier again today. We are working on the French. Thank you, Danekis. Good morning, sir. How do the French and the Greeks get along? It's an interesting question. All right, so he's playing d3. Well, that's interesting. All right, we'll finally castle. At long last, I'm not entirely sure what he's up to here, but he's after something. What he's after, I've not yet determined. But I'm allowing him to play d4, which I don't like. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Can you imagine what we're doing to him here? I cannot. I cannot imagine what we're doing to him here. And now for something completely indifferent. Let's isolate this pawn. Can I go that way? If I play knight takes. Let's just stop right here. We'll stop right here, folks. Oh, no. Oh, no, indeed. That's a bummer. I hope we won a pawn out of him earlier. That will make it all worthwhile. If we won a pawn from him earlier, that will help. And now for something completely indifferent. Let's just keep it up. Rook takes, pawn takes, knight takes. I don't like it at all. That is very much a bummer. Qu'est-ce que c'est bummer? Yes, Danekis does have me here. This was part of the plan. Part of the plan. What a lucky escape, everyone. What a lucky escape. I am so lucky. It's better to be lucky than good. Whew. Did that count? I can't believe that counted. Namaste, Dinakis. Greece is strong. The French are terrible. Do not play the French. However, they do have very good wine. What is the best wine from Greece? That is the question. What is the best wine from Greece? The answers to these questions and more will probably not be answered on this stream, but if anyone has it, tomorrow is Vera Menchik's birthday, the first official women's world champion, the first woman, or the first world champion to, oops, that's the clip. That's the, that is a clip. We'll find out what that clip says in just a moment. Meanwhile, we got the mark of Hebden. What's arena? Well, we don't need that. What we need is to advertise this event in 17 minutes. Copy link. Oh no, copy. Message all members. Give them a shot. We've got all the world champions' birthdays accounted for. We need the Ironman intro. We'll make it 15 minutes because by the time I read this, it will be about 15 minutes. Copy link address. Copy all of that. Send it out. Whoops. Good thing I copied it, right? So I'm supposed to hit this particular send. And then we will place this appropriately along with the YouTube channel. Well, I didn't put the spaces in. Sometimes you need to put a couple spaces in. It runs together. Let's check the link. Came out okay. We will pin that message. We will recheck the kick stream. Looks good. Perhaps we will pin that message as well. And over here, did we lose our connection? No, like we're solid. Pin that one. We'll get off the screen for a moment for Puzzle Streak. We're at 44. Very unlucky number. So if this is a discovery, right? What are we going to accomplish here with this discovery? Or do we just take it? It looks like we just take it. We're still in the first 60. The first 60 are very easy in Puzzle Streak, just like the first 50 are very easy on Puzzle Survivor. You should be able to fly to the first 50 in Puzzle Survivor without a single mistake, as you should do here with the first 60. I am being a little facetious, just a little facetious, but you may judge for yourself as you build your character in not getting one single exercise wrong in Puzzle Streak on Lichess. And now, I don't understand what could be wrong with this. I guess we'll have to find out. Now the moment of truth. He is threatening to move his rook. Queen his pawn. I believe we can just put our rook behind the pawn, because if he plays his rook to behind the pawn for the skewer, right? We should be up a pizza, right? Good morning, Martin. Martin, yes. How are you doing, sir? Welcome. Good morning. I am FIDE trainer and National Master John MacArthur. I can't remember the last time we talked. I have not checked my message history. I apologize. I definitely wanted to. Three plus two, 2+1, and 5+5 are the standards of the lowest that we can do with increment reasonably. We could do 3+1, but at the time that I did 3+2, or chose to do 3+2, it was and remains the primary time control of the World Blitz Championship. 3+1 is the other platform, the titled arena, I believe. I think they added 1 second late to the mix. But to dirty flag people is awkward. But for their terrible platform, they should have +2 increment. Not that it'll ever register. Not that it will ever register. I feel like putting the rook behind the pawn should be good. And if rook to b1, then bishop to c3 should cover, right? So rook behind the pawn. Should he try to bother me in that respect? I can just walk across. So had the rook gone for the skewer and the promotion, I would have had bishop to e1 and bishop f2 on the skewer. It's not bullet. It's blitz. Indeed. Anything with increment is not really bullet. Anything with increment is not really bullet. I don't seem to have DOS key in my Streamlabs multi-chat anymore. That's interesting. So, Antony Petrov Dimov, how are you? Check. I'm telling you, the first 45 are easy if you pay attention. These will build character. Still quite an interesting exercise. All right. How are we doing on time? 6:04. We can still fly through some of these. Let's see here. We're going to register this at 6:04 a.m. (6:04 a.m.) and all is well. We do need some tunes. Maybe that's what we're missing. We need some tunes. New artist drops. I'm always really worried about new artist drops. You know that, right? Like, this cannot possibly be good. Sessions with Diana. Riot game releases. All right, we'll try. Just for a little bit. Really. Where are you, tracks? Filter by playlist order. There are no tracks in this particular one that I can play, probably because I'm asking for YouTube safe playlists. Let's try the other one from Riot Gaming. Sessions. New. All right, moment of truth. And just in case you're not hearing the music, what is going on here? I don't think you're hearing the music. Properties. We'll try that. If you hear the music, let me know. Please let me know. Microphone, we're checking everything. Audio output capture. All right, so far so good. .604, we ruined our timing. We spent 4 minutes in this moment on 6 exercises. That one is covered, of course. Followed by pawn promotion. Simple mating nets, absolute pattern recognition that you must know. They're warming up, sir. Simple mates in 3, mates in 2. I love how the engine catches up right after. This looks pretty obvious, but I don't necessarily know how obvious this is. Moment of truth. The time gaining this. I feel like it should be the time gaining that. King takes, king e4, king g3. Rook to g1. And I have a tough time here, or do I? I don't see the difference between these two. Opinions? What are the opinions? So our bag of ideas. Let's take a look. Last best worst team. I was on several world amateur team events with Grandmaster Joel Benjamin. Those were easily the best in the world. We often had two U.S. champions on our team. Whether it was Elena Groverman, whose birthday is coming up, and she is now playing, I hope, in the amateur team that's taking place in New Jersey, started yesterday. And we also had Anna Hahn, who has since moved to the West Coast and settled down with a family. Anna Hahn, former U.S. women's champion. Elena Groberman, who has since changed her last name. I'm not sure if she's changed it back, since she may or may not be still together with. But for the most part, we have these two choices. I haven't made up my mind. We often won the mixed doubles prize because we had two women, Carrie, Lila Fairman, others. We always won the mixed doubles prize. And I believe that we also had the year that we won, or the year that we tied for first, which was our last year, I believe. We had Joel Benjamin's current wife, Debbie, absolute dreamboat, on the team. Check. King takes. Can't make up my mind here. This could be either make or break. I'm not sure if I can see this very clearly either with the storytelling that I'm attempting to do. So in any event, of all the teams that I have played on, another team with several students, Grant, young Mr. Merrill, also one of my best and favorite teams playing with my students. But the worst team that I had ever played on was a team that I had formed with friends, two friends, and they needed a fourth, and I decided to choose, and this was many decades ago, a girl that I was interested in. Let us not mix these two subjects, right? Let us not mix these two subjects. Because I formed this team, and she was absolutely atrocious. There was no saving this one, unfortunately. There was just no saving it. It was very sad. That I could not and should not ever mix. Romance with trying to play very, very good chess. Let's just not do that. So I'm going to try to tell this story just a little bit better. I've been on many, many amateur teams in my lifetime, many world amateur teams with many, many good friends. Bruce Boyer, Patrick Devlin, and I believe it was Tiffany at the time. And we also were on teams with Grandmaster Joel Benjamin, where I think we tied for first in the mixed doubles. I'm sorry, we tied for first once overall. My score reflected that of the tournament. I scored 5.5, and so did the team. But unfortunately, I whizzed away the win, and that cost us the team win. And at the same time, in the last round, everyone was waiting for me. And at the same time, we won the mixed doubles prize countless numbers of times. All right, it is time for us to get back to our normal event. We'll solve that problem later. Thank you, everyone, for being here. David, 2211, how are you? David is playing Owl Style.
Anthony Petrovdomov said, Arena start good luck.
I'm trying to remember Kokskazak Barushki. Good luck. I think that's the same word, but I'm not entirely sure. Good luck. He literally wrote it in good luck.
Anthony Petrovdomov said, Arena start good luck all.
I know, you did it with the Cyrillic keyboard, sir. Namaste. But how do you say in Russian, good luck? I'm trying to remember. All right, Antoni. Silna. Silna. Be strong. Be strong. This might be Tony the Man. This could well be. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of what is happening right now. This was a better move, by the way. Queen to c2 was a better move than e3. He is evaluating how to take advantage of this right this minute. How is the music level? Is the music level too strong? Because the pawn is on c6, queen to c2 is an option. Otherwise, c5 is often considered really, really good for black. The music has just gotten very loud all of a sudden. I'm going to try to leave it at 42 and turn it down on my desktop. Oh, you're going to go that way, are we? Fair enough. Who can play at this game? Who can play at this game? Now, is it worth an exchange sacrifice? I don't know. But we'll find out. We will find out if two can play at this game. Okay. I am torn as to what I want to accomplish. But let's just pretend as though this is exactly what we want, what we really, really want. We will pretend as though this is exactly what we want, what we really, really want. As we pressure him some more, pressure him some more, pressure him some more. And now for something also very, 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 very tight and annoying. Well, that was interestingly easier than I expected. Isn't that something? I do have to keep it up. So let's see, what are you threatening? And what does it all mean? Knight here. Queen takes, check, check. Well, that was a close one. That was a very close one, folks. A very, very, very close one. Alrighty. Oh no. I'm not going to get away with that, am I? Am I? You might have me here, Tony. Oh no. No. What a terrible turn of events. What a terrible turn of events. That was horrible. Oh my God. I cannot unsee that finish. That was horrible. I'm so sorry. I'm tragically sorry.
Antony Petrovdemov said, Site no, I am sorry.
Zeitnot basically meaning time
Antony
trouble.
Petrovdemov said, I lose stupidly.
Yeah, you had all the time in the world. Remember, you have all the time in the world, sir. Wow. And where are you going from here? David 2211, how are you? Namaste, everyone. If you've not yet checked out the best of the best, I have to admit that it is indeed my latest training partner. I am trying for this, appropriately enough. Oh, you got that, did you? Interestingly enough, it seems it's enough. This is very silly. Did I lose some material out of this deal? I did, didn't I? I did lose material out of this deal. I thought I was doing so well. I really, really thought I was doing so well. Arg. Arg, he has mate. Is that mate? It looks like mate. Doesn't it look like mate? I don't have much of a choice here. Oof. Just when I thought I was about to create counterplay. I was terribly, terribly wrong. That was interesting. Not at all what I was expecting. Not at all what I was expecting. Really? As he builds up a time bank. Oh no. That's terrible. Ah, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrid. Horrid, I tell you. In the words of Anatoly Lane, the Grandmaster Anatoly Lane, the great, great Grandmaster Anatoly Lane. What is this? You think this is a chess move? You think this move is chess? Let's grab that center. I don't know if I want to move the same piece twice. There are too many things going on here. I think I want that wedge. The wedge with blue cheese, please. Let's do the wedge with blue cheese. You can't do that. Your structure, sir. Your structure. My God, your structure. He has no respect. No respect for his structure. Wow. I can hear Anatoly Lane now. Crying. Crying, I tell you. Crying. I don't know where you're going with that, but let's see what we do. Let's just grab our space while we can. How do you save this one? I don't think you can save this one. Oh my God. This is horrible. feel like there's an accident happening in here somewhere. Don't you? Very annoying. Indeed. 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 Is the accident still happening? I don't think so. But maybe. Maybe. All right. And we're off. So here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Does it have to be bishop takes or can it be queen takes? Off. No. No. Can I go that direction? No, I cannot go that direction. I can't let hit bishop in either. Oh, you got it. That's a bummer. Weak. Weak. I'm very weak. I had him. I feel like I had him. We will go back and check, but I was fairly certain that I had the better end of that. It was a mess. The initiative The safer king. Ah, Christ. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let's see what we've got here. Tony the man, he's back. We need coffee replenishment, that's for sure. It doesn't look like I'm going to be placing today. Not today, folks.
Anthony Petrogramov said, "Good luck in final."
Wow. Totally unexpected. Let's give ourselves a target, why don't we? Let's give ourselves a target. Still doesn't quite take care of the target. They made a lot of moves. We'll go in this direction. Maybe even in this direction. Applying some pressure. We're not going to make it, it doesn't look like. Not for this one. But this one is... interesting. Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Takes, takes, takes. Really? That was interesting. I definitely would like to make sure that there is a pawn on that square. Knight, bishop. Takes, takes, takes. Let's simplify just a little bit. I'm afraid it's not going on our permanent record, as it turns out. Oh, you had that. That's a bummer. Let's try this one. Aha! Wait a minute now. There's something wrong with this picture. I don't have to sacrifice my queen for this one. Oh no. Did you make it? Did you? Did you make it? Did you? Oh no, I can't get there from here. I made it. I thought I did. Woof. Oops. Oof. I think you had that one, but sorry, it's nothing personal. It's just business. Just business, everybody. Just business. Thank you, Antony. Tony the man.
Anthony Petrov the Mob said,
Whew.
GGS today TX.
So what happened? One wrong check, but time trouble. Zeit not indeed. Good games indeed. We still have the Ironman contest going on. Please make sure that you are a member of all dojos. Please give a little bit of love to the YouTube channel and all of the socials. If I could spell socials, that would be better. Namaste. I finished outside. There was no chance for me. I took some heavy blows. That much is true. David was the turning point. That was the game that I felt like I had done something wrong. Let's do this. Learn from your mistakes. Yeah, that was a silly move. Obviously, that was a silly move. I should take the center pawn. Always take the center pawn. So in this position, this was also very strange. I should perhaps either play knight c6 or a6. This is a very tricky one. Can't let that one fall because if rook to d8, oh, maybe not. Maybe I can play that. No, it's in white's favor. Queen e2, fair enough. Tagging my unprotected bishop. Just play a good solid move. Knight c7, queen c5, tagging. I was actually thinking that on knight c7 I would be attacking the queen, but then he has two coming in. And in this moment, that was a terrible, terrible move. I knew exactly what I was doing here. If I remove the defender of this knight on c4, this should work, right? Nope. Fair enough. Knight b6, queen b6, rook e1, rook fe8. Fair enough. So right now, white is doing well, and I played b4. Not good. I figure it's pressuring the bishop one way or the other. I thought I was going to remove the defender with bishop to b4. So in this position, am I just doing well? OMG. You are kidding me. Is it as simple as this? Is it as simple as that? He had allowed rook to a8, which was really brutal. So queen to d5, it says it's 0.06. And I should just eliminate all the dangers to my king, right? And after e takes d5, prepare the push. I prefer h5, by the way, hoping for the later structure with g6, but maybe since he has a dark square bishop, we're not going for that. Can I not lose this? I feel like I can lose this. And the h5, notice that it has me playing h5 now. Of all things. So I can actually save this again. I can save this. That's absolutely crazy if I could save this again. Unbelievable if I could save this again. That's craziness. Unbelievable. If this is true. But how? What will be the point, right? There's almost no way of guarding it, right? I guess that wasn't it. Rook to g1 is still good. But we can threaten to remove all of the dangers to my king and the rook at the same time. This does nothing? How clever. What I did not see. This wasn't the game that I thought I was winning. So I take everything I ever said back. G6, I lose. So just before this, Queen E2, Rook A8. I liked what I played. I mean, that's ridiculous if I have to play King to H7 after Rook check. Right? No, come on. Obviously, we're getting mated. But what I did actually got me a chance to win the game. I believe. Because now the advantage slips. So after G6, Bishop D6 makes sense. Then it's checkmate. Bishop D6 again, and it's checkmate. I did look at that. That was what I was expecting. But it seems like I can't avoid it. Bishop takes E5, Queen takes D6. I chose the ever so dangerous this. And now I'm holding. That was terrible. Of course I should just play this move. And play Bishop to D1. I have absolutely nothing in this position. I'm dead lost. So yes. Instead of Bishop F3, Queen D2. And Bishop to D1, and he can't do anything about it. And I'm drawing. What was the game that I was supposed to win? That I thought I was going to win? But I lost? Oh, against a roll of 2. Oh, but we have to get our notification out for the next event as well. So let's see if we can do that immediately after this. Give me 1 minute. Seriously, in this position, I had rook to d7 check. Wow, I can survive this, huh? I just run for it. So rook to d7 check and over. We've got bishop to b5 check. We've got queen to h8 check. Wow. Do we have bishop queen to g3 as well if I really wanted it? Guess I do have queen to g3 check if I really wanted it. Followed by this check, king moves either direction, and then I skewer. So he has to trade and secure his rook. Interesting. And the same problem here. I just move my rook to that side. And it's far better. Oh, doesn't like that. This move? Yes. Very good. Why didn't I set up that and activate my worst placed piece while I was at it? Just shut him down, folks. Just shut him down. Here I played it a little bit too late, too late, too late. This is not good enough because I'm down a rook.
Said,
Oh, I can just take. We are about to start the rapid, sir. I will give you a chance. Denandu, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Please check out all the other, hopefully, useful content on YouTube. Is that it? King to J1. I'm still not done. God help me. I need to get the notification out. Yes, of course I have to play this way. No more checks. I thought so. I was pretty sure that this was here. And then I played the same problem. I played king h2. Mate? Mate! This is the only move. But they're all bad, right? Wait just a moment here. I played king h2. I tried king f1. Oh my god! I did not have this move. Oh my god, the Botez Gambit won. Then I played that move again. Instead of... He has no more checks. Or he can repeat the position. All right, fair enough. Let's head over to the rapid, get the notification out in 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Control C, message all members, Control V, grab that link. Make sure that we are registered so that everybody knows that I'm serious here. And then I'm sure Viking will be back. And then we need to send the notification. Oh, we didn't put the Ironman in there, unfortunately. But we will get it. Replace that pinned message. Are we struggling? Bring the love to your stream this Valentine's Day. Interesting. An hour ago, 2 hours ago. Oh, I see. Valentine's Day layouts. Got it. A little late. I could have known that. I could have anticipated that. So meanwhile, let's close that. The haptic inductive trigger system. I cannot use a regular mouse on my glass desk. View overlays. Oh my gosh, they're really pushing these overlays, including the Hello Fresh. Craziness. So here we are. I should use this opportunity to get coffee, right? Vladimir, good morning. Make sure that the right one is pinned. Yes. The correct one is pinned. But let's make sure that everyone gets a game first before I get coffee. I have a feeling that the top person does not get paired. I was also a member of the Armed Forces chess team, which traveled to Oslo, Norway in 1990 to compete in NATO's tournament of the military. It's the first time traveling abroad. Of course, it was for chess. Won a brilliancy prize and lost it in a matter of minutes. Won a brilliancy prize over a period of hours and then lost it in the space of a few hasty moves. Not unlike my bullet games. I'm going to put that down and we're going to switch to some hydration for a moment. Probably best for my health anyway, right? Please, on your downtime, we have a good chance to check out the amazing power of chess and Foreman. Where is everyone? But we did at least get Vladimir. We got to play our normal Reti system, and we have to do a little research into the Reti. I believe this is A08, perhaps. We're somewhat transposed into a rather passive terrorist defense, unfortunately. Well, isn't that clever? Let's see what we can get out of this mess. All right. We got almost exactly what we wanted out of the mess. We wanted an isolated pawn. We wanted something to work with. And now we have it. We have an isolated pawn. Uh-oh. That is also very much welcome. Although I wish I had thought about taking it sooner. Let's grab the C5 square before it goes away. Shunya, shunya, shunya. We're going to give our opponent the shunya, shunya, shunya. There are a handful of dangers lurking in the position. Definitely a handful of dangers lurking in the position. Bishop takes, queen takes. Queen takes. Bishop takes. Do I wish to? I do get the bishop pair out of the deal. He feels it is worth it. Apparently he did. He did feel that it was worth it. I'm still trying to take over that square, right? The C5 square. The 7th rank with the rook. There is some danger in this position. I know, I'm trying for a little bit of something, a little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Reno. We're trying. Bishop d6, rook c6, bishop takes h2. You got me. Definitely not going to be playing that. But that's okay. There's a bit of stuff happening here. Just a bit of stuff happening here. We're playing some real, thoughtful, slow, appreciative, and respectful chess. What in the world? That was not what I was expecting. If you didn't guess, that was not the move that I was expecting. And Viking has taken a break for the day. We are going to pause him.
Vladimir Ognev said, "Oh,
That was not the move that I was expecting. Kick someone out of the team. Control V. And then decline requests. We'll accept him back in again.
Vladimir Ognev said, hurry up."
Okay. Yes, we've got it. In general, you only get about 3 to 4 good games anyway, assuming the pairings are good. We did pause him. If you are on this page, we should get paired. Ah, C4. So, is it worth it? I don't know. We're just going to develop our pieces. I'm just going to assume that we're gaining time on that night. That we're threatening even more. Oops. Oops. Hopefully this music cuts it. I wouldn't mind using this uplifting music some more. What in the world, sir? That's craziness. Can I get there from here? I don't know. We have to try it. We do have to try it. How can we be so fully developed while all of our pieces are on the back rank? That is the question. How can this really happen, Mr. Hebden? Mr. Hebden. We are calculating quicker than ever at our old age, but we could be better. We could be calculating faster. Stronger. Wiser. Not sure what we're thinking about here. We are not losing a night. It is very complicated. This is like frozen analysis. Frozen analysis. Let it go. Let it go. Right. There you go. Let it go. It's depending on whether or not it was worth it to have the rook be able to go through, but yes, it was. It was worth it to have the rook to be able to go to the e3 and double rooks instead of having my bishop here. But we are very, very close. Very close. I'm not so sure about this one, by the way. Should you? Yes, you look like you're getting that one, but you're going to have to take with one and not the other. All right, fine. Let's get our queen out of that mix. Well, that's fascinating. Never thought about that one. Recovering. Give him a tickle. Oh no, he got scared by the ghost. I believe he was scared by the ghost. And he shouldn't have been scared by the ghost. The ghost was not that scary. You could have taken my bishop. I couldn't take you. You had the X-ray back. I think you were doing okay here. Not great, but you were doing okay here. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's -5. I don't think you needed that. I thought you should have just taken. Rook E1, Rook F1, Queen takes. Got it. I guess I'm just taking a free piece.
Vladimir said, "You play very powerfully."
I play okay, unfortunately. I play very okay. I don't know that I would say I played powerfully. I'm so old. Paul 184. I started processing some of our birthdays yesterday. A handful are already in there, but they weren't. Let's just say, here's the process. I take yours. I bookmark everything for the most part to be able to copy and paste it into the calendar with some form of link of reference to who they are. And then I move those linked items after I put them in the calendar into a folder for December, February, January, etc. So I'll know how many there are if I ever need to look at them again. Ultimately, I'm looking these up and I have them already filed away, but I haven't put them in the calendar. Now I'm curious if Google Calendar had a backup at some point and they restored my calendar. Right? And I'm just missing the birthdays from the calendar item because I specifically remember, like, one yesterday you said, I already have that one. But then I look and it's not in the calendar, but I did file it away. So I'm fairly certain that I cannot file them away into the various monthly folders without having first put them into the calendar. So now I have to consider taking a little bit of time. Maybe I'll do it on stream. Show the process of going through the whole of the calendar and taking care of that business, one right after the other. We paused Viking. Now we have to pause Ram Bloody Genius. Oh no, he's playing the Ghost of Chess. I like it. The Ghost of Chess. The Ghost of Chess is, I believe, recently an addition. Odessa Chess Coach. Wow. Nicely done. And Arcaludo. List of grandmasters beaten. Oh my God, poor Odessa chess coach. I had never thought about listing the grandmasters that I have beaten. I just have never thought about doing that. Not something that I do. I have a lot more grandmasters that I've beaten. That's for sure. International masters, grandmasters. Thanks to the titled arenas. Nico Chasen is playing the international. Oh, he's playing in Graz. Very nice. See how Nico is doing. Any of our other friends or students playing there? I don't see it. Let's head back. Oh, I meant to head back to the overview. Official website, the 14th to the 20th of February. So it started yesterday. And he is missing 3 days of school, in theory. Maybe last Friday, but the 18th, 19th, and 20th, and he'll be traveling back. That would be lovely. Good luck, Nico. He is hoping for a Grandmaster norm. So on board 4. In a must-win situation. Why am I not getting a reminder to go back to my... Okay, there it is. I was a little worried that I had forfeited a game. If you forfeit a game and you are paused, then you don't... If you're paused, you don't get the reminder. I take that back. I believe Nico graduated last year. What am I thinking? He's not at our school. All these kids are kids to me, Paul. You're right. I think he's, I would have to look on 2700chess.com. I'm going to see if he's listed in the top juniors. I don't think he is. Juniors. Close. He's not listed in the top juniors, unfortunately. So that means that I have to look him up the old-fashioned way, which would be to go to current. I'm going to go into the elowatch.com. And look for Mr. Chasen. He's only 19. Nico Vanna Chasen. He's 2587 USCF. So he lost to Tani, also at our school, who won the Marshall Chess Club Junior Championship at the end of January. I'm going to add him to a team of alumni. Look at his Chess Federation site. Under age 21, he's number 7 on the list. See if I can find a clickable link for the under age 7. Then it usually tells you their age. He's number 2 on the quick rating list under age 21. Nico Werner Chasen. Top 100s more. He's number 52 overall in the United States of any federation living here. And he's number 40 overall in the country. So he's actually in line to getting closer to the U.S. Championship. Norms by year, norms by event, 100th percentile. He's 5th highest rated in the New York State, which is hard to believe as well. 5th highest rated in New York State, given our preponderance of grandmasters. No live? Uh-oh. What do we mean by that? No live. No live performance, or the stream crashed? I'm slightly worried that the stream crashed. Home, stream manager. We've been up for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Ron, hey, good morning. Uh-oh. Let me refresh the kick stream. The kick stream looks good. The YouTube stream looks good. And the Twitch stream looks good. So now we have 4 games going, and I'm still waiting. Good luck, Vladimir. Vladimir has an opponent that he is well within reach of beating. But thank you, Vlad. I'll just say Vlad. How about that? I appreciate the compliment on the fact that he thinks that I play okay. I used to play better. 20, 30 years ago, I played so much better than I play right now. And it's just a matter of the course of either the rating inflation. It's just hard to say. Let's check out Vladimir Ovnov. I like this system as white. This is the Iron English, except against c5. Basically, if black just castles and plays 98, sorry, that was a terrible place for the bishop, by the way. 98, knight c7, 96, then he can actually place this. But now that he's got a knight on this square, it has to go this way. I'm not sure that Vladimir is occupying that square just the right way, but he is trying to keep an eye on the d5 square. I'd like to make whatever piece arrives at that square a spectator. A not so useful spectator. And if I were white, I would be going for these particulars. And for black, because black hasn't castled, he has the h-pawn push as well. The ghost of chess is back. Training account by me. is one of my favorites. The Ghost of Chess. He seems to be subsisting on a diet of London, but he's not playing h3, so it leaves me curious as to whether or not knight h5 was going to be worth it. Now, are those pawns going to be weak if we trade queens? Or vice versa? These two players are playing as though you think black is going to castle instead of pushing the h-pawn? Let's take a look. So far, he pushed the h-pawn. I think he was... Ron, how are you doing today? How is your son doing? How are you feeling? I hope you've recovered from last weekend. Ron was under the weather. I completely understand what it's like to be under the weather and struggling. Horrible. These guys really don't like trading pawns. They really don't like open lines. Sooner or later, someone's going to have to take it open line, whether they like it or not. Picked up another book yesterday, Ron. I've forgotten about it, but I was looking for Nikolai Menev. Nikolai Menev is an author for New in Chess magazine, and this is probably published by New in Chess as well, based on the font and the game format style. But basically, this is Miguel Najdorf, king of the King's Indians defense. And basically, I don't know that it is all of his games with the King's Indian defense, because this had to be written before Miguel Najdorf had passed. This book was printed in November 1997. Oh, he has Caro-Kann Fantasy Variation by Menev. I may have to track that one down as well. Only if it has real games in it, but the Caro-Kann Fantasy Variation isn't really all that great for white, but it does have some interesting and creative chess. Najdorf, without exaggeration, a master of the King's Indian defense. In fact, with Bronstein, Geller, Gligorich, and Voslavsky, he was one of the original Magnificent Five, who in the decade from 1955 to 1955 magically or practically created the theoretical base of this opening that is still popular today. The 202 games in this collection, which includes only games with Najdorf playing black, who won 100, lost 29, and drew 73, and achieved a 67.6% winning percentage with black. This collection of his games is rich for independent analysis. Yeah, there is a really great theoretical battle and argument for the Mardel-Plata variation. This is teeming with possibilities, this position. The magnificent three magnificent games gives Bobbitsov Najdorf in the same-ish. Kolbo Najdorf, Havana, 1962. And Taimanov Najdorf from Zurich, 1953, which everyone should be aware of. Let's get back to being able to play. So we have 4 players playing. Fortunately, everyone is playing of the 6 players, right? And then only the Ghost of Chess and I are due to play each other, right? Oh no, he's over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who is not playing? Training account, Super Mario, Ram Bloody Genius, is now offline. I'm going to pause him. Pick. Declined. So now there are only 5 active participants with 2 minutes left. Can the Ghost of Chess catch up with me? He has 2 minutes. Training account by me is hanging on for dear life. Knight F5. DG8 or C5. I'd probably play C5 here. Those rooks are tied down to that pawn for life, and the knight is far more active. But this also looks pretty good. Queen to C7. Is it necessary? Or should he just play rook takes H6 and overwork? No, you can't do it. Knight takes H6. Yeah. There's a tactic that overworks the rooks. Taking twice, taking on G5. Queen. Oh no! There's a queen to C8. Which is going to have to be met by this. And he may have taken over first place. I believe he has. The Ghost of Chess, well earned, sir. I needed another game. And I believe that in this particular format, even though there are good tie breaks allowed, the performance rating is what determines the higher person. Let's watch the last game here. Super Mario versus Vladimir. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So this book is out of print. I'm very tempted to look at all of those ideas in a Miguel Najdorf stream, a champion survey. I need to bring them back. The Ghost of Chess, namaste, congrats. Nicely done, sir. Thank you for attending. Thank you, everyone, for being here. You got crushed the one time you tried the Mar del Plata. I don't know that that's supposed to happen. I believe you're supposed to do the crushing in the Mar del Plata. There's a volume 1 of the Mar del Plata variation. I believe I took it out of my biographies of Gligorich's games, but I'm going to look anyway, because it was mostly Gligorich's games in the Mar del Plata. Geller, Dufeld, who's this? Gligorich, Colin Leach, Pozar Gligorich, Fisher Gelfand. Yes, no, it's got to be elsewhere in the room right now. Oh. So the King's Indian and the Mar del Plata variation. I know, it's turning very light here. Might be time to close these blinds. There we go. So the Mar del Plata variation of the King's Indian defense. He tells quite a bit of the history of it by Gligorich. Printed by Batsford in 2002. Wow, that's quite late. This book has sprung by chance from my written text for a lecture lasting many hours, in which I gave to the most talented young players of my country. The lecture, which took place at the chess school of the Yugoslav Chess Federation in Belgrade, 1999, made a deep impression on my chess colleagues at home. The international master Jokic thought it was worth making a little book out of it and publishing this in Serberkrot in 2000. The second edition appeared in German in 2001. Now this English edition in 2002. Basically, he and Najdorf dueled in this variation around the time of the Mar del Plata tournament in 1953. In early spring of 1953, in the southern hemisphere, it was autumn. At the traditional international tournament at Mar del Plata, it happened in one of the first rounds I was to play the black pieces against the principal favorite, the chess king of Latin America, Miguel Najdorf. And I was considered one of his main rivals, having won Mar del Plata in 1950 when Najdorf did not take part. I'd become attached to the King's Indian defense in 1952, after which I included it constantly in my repertoire for the next 25 years, which I describe within the annotations of the game Geller, Gligorich, in my book, I Play Against Pieces. And the book I Play Against Pieces is really a lovely collection. This is the second time I've owned the book. One of my students, who became a girls' national champion, has the first edition. It was a gift to her, and she actually later started teaching chess in college. I don't know that she still teaches chess. It would be nice to know that she does. But I'm going to leave this book out because I'm going to include it with Gligerich and Neidorf as the Magnificent Five. So it's quite incredible, the Magnificent Five. I'm going to check out the Magnificent Five because I'm a big believer in them. And so then he gives the game Neidorf, Gligerich, Mar del Plata, 1953, wherein they dueled incessantly in this variation and developed it over the years. Yugoslavia doesn't even exist. Yes. An opening book that old is still valid. I don't want you to think that you are playing the moves of the opening. It is not the moves that you are trying to emulate. It is the concept behind the moves, the ideas that each player had, and the timing of the ideas that make the most sense. You really do have to focus primarily on the ideas behind the moves, and those are the fuel. Those are the flames that roast your opponent. We're not memorizing moves. There are so many people that memorize the moves of the opening in Chessable, and other platforms have given rise to this thinking that if you know these moves, you will win. And there's a little bit of truth to that, perhaps, if you are grasping the thread of the ideas behind the moves that you are repeating. But aside from that, it is more important, far, far more important for you or anyone else to grasp the ideas behind the opening. So an opening book consisting of the history of the Mar del Plata variation, yes, the ideas behind the moves are key. And that is really what it's all about. Needless to say, I am going to prepare for either a small instructional stream immediately after this, depending on what time my next lesson is. I also have the club championship today. Let's go to community, teams. The club championship is going on today. Killer chess training, internal events. This is heat number 2 in 3 hours. I will be doing a little bit of preparation. Bishop c5, knight f6, yeah, and you lost your bishop on c5 to knight takes c6. But you have to follow up on the idea of bishop c5 by playing queen f6. You're following up on the idea behind that opening is to tackle the d4 square over and over and over again. If you wish to play the knight f6 system, you mixed your systems, obviously. But it's not about memorizing the moves. It's about knowing where you are going. You literally took a step out the back door when you needed to head out the front door to get to the bus stop. You went back in for your keys and you forgot why you had left the house. You can't blame it on not memorizing. You have to really look beyond the move toward the goal of the moves. So let's take a look on profile, opening explorer. I know these are my moves for the most part, but I'm going to flip this board. We use the mouse to flip the board. But basically, after the moves e4, e5, our primary goal is to decide, A, are we going to fight for the center or are we going to hold the center? So that is the real crux here, or give up the center. So for the most part, when white plays a move like d4, they're giving up the center to a certain extent. They're giving up the tension in the center. And by taking on d4, personally, if you haven't seen me play it, I like to play queen h4 a lot. Let's turn this to me as black. Yeah, I'm 72.2% with the old Steinitz variation, which is rather tragic for black. And this move, can you tell me what I am attacking with this move, queen h4? Who can tell me? Ah, incorrect. Incorrect. For example, let's just say for a moment that white plays the move. Hold on here. I need to turn off the engine. And the opening button. Let's say white plays the move queen to d3. Black to move. And then you will see the true source of black's enjoyment, which is to attack the pawn again because we are attacking the knight. We're actually attacking the knight on c6. On d4, I apologize. Looked at the knight on c6. Now, admittedly, this is not a good variation to play for several reasons. I think the first one is that knight to b5 threatening to c7 is very useful. Most of the time, though, people will play knight to c3, allowing bishop to b4, and ultimately they might try the move queen to d3, only because they know that knight takes c6 can be met by the tactical response queen takes e4 check and recovery. So, interestingly enough, Paul, and you are a strong player, I believe in you, you have to internalize the powers and the strengths of the pieces as their character affects everything that happens on the chessboard. There are 3 long-distance pieces. This queen is attacking everything through. You are not 1675. In order for you to achieve that rating, you had to play several hundred points above your rating in order to get your rating to go up to that mark. And unfortunately, as you demonstrated before in the previous line, you are several hundred points below that rating, believe it or not, as much as 1275 on occasion when you play a move like knight to f6. So, for example, the reason why you played this move was to attack d4 and f2. There's another key component, right? So that when white plays the move bishop to e3, we have yet a second move to attack f2 and attack d4. And at the same time, we're now attacking b2. So again, we have 3 long-distance pieces. We've got the bishop, the rook, and the queen. And they attack everything on a line. Everything on a line, regardless of what is in the way. And once you internalize the fact that these are the 3 fastest long-distance pieces, and that everything is in danger along that line and can be cleared out of the way by the use of tactics, then you will respect everything that they do along those lines. The 3 short-distance pieces are the king, the knight, and the pawn. They're a little bit less potent for danger, but at the same time, equally understood that they are, like the knight and the king, attacking 8 different squares from the center of the board, and the pawn only attacking 2. So in the sense, this particular line, right? Getting back to your statement that you are labeling yourself as a not quite 1700 rated player by establishing that, by saying that out loud, you are manifesting that particular rating more than you need to. In order for you to be that rating, half of your moves are several hundred, if not 400 points above your rating. Half of your moves are 300 to 400 points below your rating. You have to manifest the rating and the skill level above where you are, and only think about yourself as the higher rated player. So instead of the almost 1700 rated player, you should be thinking of yourself as the knocking on the door of the almost 2100 rated player that you should be. And on a Thanksgiving tournament many years ago, the Bill Martz Memorial in Wisconsin, I met with Grandmaster, FIDE Master, I think he was a FIDE Master, Arpad Elo, and I discussed with him the volatility of the rating system, how it doesn't actually identify where you are at any given moment. It is only an average of your performance. Lovely man, Arpad Elo. May you rest in peace. So you have to really believe in yourself above that rating. Queen f6, I've played 4 times. And you also have to look at what is the opponent's big idea. There are 3 questions that you have to ask yourself. These are Jacob Agart's FIDE senior trainer exam questions as well. What is the opponent's big idea? What is the opponent's idea? I usually like to say, I've referred to it now as what's going on in the position. Why aren't they resigning? Why are they still playing? What is my worst placed piece, or perhaps my opponent's best placed piece? If I can unseat my opponent's best placed piece, I accomplish something. If I improve my worst placed piece, I improve my position. And lastly, where are the weaknesses? And be aware of where are the weaknesses. What is not well protected? What is not protected well enough? Or what is not protected at all? You can go after that. You can make 2 or more weaknesses a target. 3 essential questions. Absolutely key. Absolutely key. So what is the opponent up to here? He's after your bishop. And every time your opponent moves, you have to ask yourself these things. And the further questions for assessment are, who has the better pawn structure, who has the better endgame, and who has the safer king? The 3 who's. Who has the better pawn structure? Who has the better endgame, or the better position after the exchange of queens or pieces? And who, of course, has the safer case if you wish to conduct an attack? All very key components of determining your plan and your future progress in a position. So on average, you will do well. I mean, now we have the other idea here, which is somewhat to hold the center with knight f6. Well, this is a different way of fighting for the centers, right? And as black, I seem to have won 3 games, 4 games, and I lost a 5th for 20%, for 80% for black. Not doing poorly here at all. Once I choose which piece or which position that I want to proceed from, which point, in fact, that I want to continue from, then I will accomplish my goal accordingly. You've got this, Paul. You are a stronger player. You are almost 2100, Paul. You're almost 2100. You are reaching into that well of ideas. You've got what it takes to reach that next level. But what you have to do is play to the better side of your abilities. Move in, move out, game in, game out, tournament after tournament. 2 tournaments a month. Let yourself accomplish this, sir. Let yourself be there. You're going to be there in a matter of months, if not by the end of this year. You'll be knocking on the door of 2100 even more closely than ever before. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, checking my schedule. I don't have a young grandmaster until 9 a.m., I believe. I need to move this one to Tuesday morning, thankfully. I'm going to go to today's games, check my profile, and look accordingly toward whether or not I got a computer analysis of every game. The Nikolai Menev books that I am intrigued by at the moment, I have 2 miniature books. Basically, the French defense, and now I've added Nidorf to the mix. I am looking forward to it. I want to thank all of you for being here. It is definitely a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. And we are going to wait. If they will have us. Just 24. This is the Caruana versus Magnus Carlsen showdown that is taking place today. Please enjoy. Thank you all so much for being here. Let us roll the ending credits for those who have followed today, and for those who have, at the last minute, subbed to the YouTube stream or joined us on Kick. Please do. Please improve our channel by adding.
Simul stream on Kick just now. Thank you for the extra legwork. Smiley face. The first 25 followers on Kick will earn the OG channel badge.